Hello friends, quick 5G video for you today. Don't have as much time as I usually like to spend on these, so we'll rip through it as fast as we can. On the daily time frame, still expecting this daily downtrend. We've moved away from 2473, which we hope becomes our lower high on the daily. If that is indeed the case, we're going to see a continuation of the daily, 4-hour, and hourly trends that we currently see. We won't spend time looking at those trends, but check out the 4-hour and hourly charts. You'll see we're in a downtrend. If this does indeed continue, we're going to head toward 2415. Bulls need to stay above that if they're going to stay alive, and bears want to see a break of both 2415 and 2413 to see downside continuation. SWKS today, a relatively strong day given the fact that we have two reversal candlesticks in a row. We have a gap up, we got a shooting star candlestick, and we didn't have this upper wick. We would call this a hanging man. Both of those are reversal candlesticks with their own psychology and rationale behind them. But what we're going to be watching is to see, do we see that reversal, or do we set new highs above 105.42? I'm not sure why that's green. Let's go ahead and make that white. There we go. Okay, so 105.42 is the short-term resistance for bulls if we're going to see upside continuation. However, to reiterate, these are both reversal candlesticks, in which case we're going to look for weakness and we'll look to break 101.53, today's low, see if that acts as support tomorrow. So a couple of key ranges for us to watch. Should we break to the upside, then I don't think we have very much resistance at this point. What's our next resistance level on the daily time frame? In fact, let's zoom out a little bit more, get some weekly information for us. And the next weekly resistance, not a lot here, all the way up at 115.98. So we got $10 of range. There's going to be some hourly and 4-hour resistance levels if you want to go back that historically. All right, and I just pulled out another weekly resistance, 105.54. So very, very close to where we got to today. Keep an eye on that as we get into tomorrow's trading action, because if we reject from 105.42 tomorrow, that is going to be a daily rejection. It's also going to be a rejection from that weekly resistance. Glad I found that one. All right, let's take a look at the hourly time frame, see who's in control of the charts right now. Big run up this morning, expanding range, showing that volatility, that lack of direction and lack of clarity, and it looks like bears control the majority of the rest of the day. This would be considered a scalp had we more time to go into after hours. So I would be looking for initial weakness in the morning, see if bulls buy a dip, and I'd really like us to get a more conclusive rejection from 105.42 if we're going to see continued downside on SWKS. On AVGO on the daily time frame, indecision candlestick today, really going sideways here. Here we saw a reversal. This is just a normal bar. Now we're seeing indecision. So a decision has to be made. Are we going to get a new high over 317.15, or are we going to break today's low, which is currently EMA 26 at 313.25? I believe EMA is 4 cents higher than that. So a couple of good levels for us to watch. Should we lose 313.25, then we're going to look to our next support. This was from the bearish attack on December 4th, the low of 307.13. And then we've got our last ditch support, 303.13. To the upside, we're going to look for the highest resistance that we got here, 320.18, and then 325.67. Let's take a look at the 5-minute time frame, see if there are any stories here that are worth telling, and really just sideways chop, volatility, and you end up getting that perfect doji candlestick, complete indecision. So we're going to be watching those key levels we talked about for a little bit of clarity and direction tomorrow. MRVL. I didn't quite catch all of that after hours action that I just saw a split second ago. So it's going to be interesting to see what we're going to be looking at going into tomorrow. Low of day support today is 23.57. We also have 23.39 and all of these other levels, 23.21, 22.94, setting up a nice range. And I'm particularly interested in this high, 24.11, very close to today's high. So let's see if this is indeed an inside bar and if we are going to get an interesting break based on this. I can't wait. Let's go take a look at it. All right, so here is our levels. Those are inside bar levels from the previous day. In fact, let's go, just for the sake of clarity, we're going to clear our charts. We're going to zoom in and get a better read on what we're looking at. So our inside bar, this bar, and the entire range fits inside the December 9th bar. And that is what we call an inside bar. It generally shows you a tightening range, sometimes represents an equilibrium on a macro scale. So 24.09 is our resistance, 23.57. If we go to the 5-minute time frame, we can see that in after hours, bulls pretty much bought everything, have driven the price up above this level. I would like to see us open and break that level in real market hours. That would be more conclusive for me because we've got negligible volume. All this can mean is that a few people are overeager and not necessarily representing the entire market. We want to see these levels break in regular trading action. However, regardless, this will be seen as a bullish move, in which case we go back to our daily time frame and look for our next resistance levels, which are going to be 24.37. And then I would look for resistance at 24.80, which is our EMA 26 on the daily time frame. ADI on the daily, relatively boring indecision day. A very small body on this candlestick, and it's resting almost right at the support from December 6th. So 1 penny below or above that level, actually 114.41. That support was 114.40. So that is interesting. We'll see if that is actually a reliable support on the 5-minute action. And not a real lot of direction here for us to be using. So we will just look for continued highs and maintenance over top of our EMA 5 and EMA 26. See what we can get on the daily. On the bull side, I am really only interested still in a break over 116.19. That will show me renewed commitment to the upside and getting us over a key hurdle. Let's take a look at the 5-minute time frame and see if that acted as a support level for us. 114.40. No, it did not. Didn't really see any conclusive action here. Quick dip below, another dip below. So that actual zone of resistance is below 114.40, in which case I would just disregard it and watch these trends. Now, INSG, the ticker that just doesn't know when to quit. I'm afraid to say that I have been wrong about this one a few times, and yeah, that's pretty much the only way to put it, isn't it? It's throwing me for a loop, I've got to be honest with you. All these technicals are telling us that we need to see this pullback. But the bulls just have not given up anything. And if you zoom into the hourly time frame, you can see that it's pretty much tit for tat. Bull volume versus bear volume. And the bulls are just edging them out ever so slightly. We had a big red day yesterday. We saw some fundamental news. I didn't get into the details of it, but it looks like bulls like that a lot. Right now we've got a double top or very close to it. 725 is our high from yesterday. Today's high 725, so we need to get over that. That's going to be a key level for us. So watch that for top fish opportunity, because on the daily time frame we are still overbought, and I'm not going to go through all the other time frames that we are overbought. And I realize I keep saying this, but it is true. These things do need to come down. They need to consolidate. And when I say come down, I'm referring to the RSI. That RSI level needs to cool off. Doesn't necessarily mean that the price is going to plummet on INSG. It just means we need to consolidate, and we haven't really done that yet. So I've been cautious on this one. I'm applying some 5-minute flips here and there, but I'm concerned about that big pullback, and I caution anyone who is looking at this big run up from 450 to 725 and expecting just unbridled bullish strength to just have a little bit of reality check. Don't FOMO in this one, and please play cautiously. But a possible top fish opportunity against 725 tomorrow. If we do see that come into play, what that is going to look like on the hourly time frame would be for us to open up below, reject from that level, and we could even just keep hammering it and get ourselves a nice ascending triangle. But as soon as we lose one of these key levels, these higher lows, that is going to be a signal that the bears are stronger than the bulls in this moment, and we can start fishing for a little bit of that downside consolidation. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you for watching, guys. I do appreciate all of your comments and your views and all of that stuff. You guys are awesome. Thanks.